pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
I know I gotta raise them down, raise them cause they call it to switch. Go ahead, cause I know I gotta give it up. If anybody wanna come and praise the Lord,
switch my old status from sinner to saint. As winners we can't live by the picture they paint, because they know they own the inner restraint. So we must live out our lives with a sense of restraint.
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Red, host of the RH3 Show. It is another great day here on the radio. I am back, y'all. Thank y'all so much for listening to that previous interview that I did about 10-15 minutes ago with a new personality here on WPOT Radio. That is Miss Marnita Coleman. She's a nice, very nice lady, and very humble, and you know, just so wise. And I really enjoyed talking to her, and you all are going to really enjoy her broadcast, which will be premiering, like we said, February the 6th, which is the first Tuesday in February the 6th, at noon during the day. And it also will repeat on Saturdays from 1:30 to 2, right before the RH3 Show repeats. So we got a great lineup on Saturdays. But yeah, we got when I say we got a jam-packed show today, we got a jam-packed show today. I'm gonna try to finish up our discussion from Tuesday, y'all. We had a little bump of a hiccup in the programming on Tuesday when I got to the studio and got things, you know, going or whatever. Everything unplugged, y'all. The computer, the power, internet, and it all messed up. And once that computer gets unplugged and the power shut down and all of that, it's like cranking up a car and won't start, the battery dead. That's how our desktop was. It just kept restarting, not restarting, but it kept trying to load and what's the word I'm thinking of, restore or restart or whatever it was. But anyway, it took 5 seconds to try to do that, and it takes, when it does that, y'all, it takes about 30 minutes or so for everything to get kick started back up. But anyway, I'm here today, and I want you all to join me in the next break. We're gonna go ahead and get rolling with today's broadcast. We got the Inside Scoop with Red coming up after this segment, after this break here. And that's where I give you my honest, my unscripted opinion on today's world and entertainment news. Nina Taylor will be here and is going to be here for the This Week in Gospel News. And I'm gonna, after that, that'll be after the second break, I'm gonna be here for to finish up part 3 of the Biblical Dating Series. And we talked about what we were talking about, just friends, y'all. That was part 3, and I wanted to do part 4 today, but if you missed the interview with Miss Marnita before this broadcast is going to be played at the end of at the end of the last 20 minutes of my broadcast. So keep it where you got it. Coming up next is our girl Nina Taylor with This Week in Gospel News right here on the RH3 Show. For more about me or the broadcast, you can visit my website at therh3show.com. I'll be back in a minute. Are you looking for an experienced and passionate video production company that values your time and resources? Then look no further. 1301 Productions specializes in creative promotional concepts that promote your product, brand, or service. Our main goal is that we can help you reach your existing clients as well as potential clients successfully. Call today to set up your free estimate. 1301 Productions, creative concepts for creative clients. For more information about 1301 Productions, give them a call at 424-835-1301.
This is Marnita from The Marnita Show. God is doing a new thing, and it's happening on Tuesdays at 12 p.m. and Saturdays at 1:30 p.m. right here on WPOP Radio, your number one inspirational source for heart and soul music. Don't you miss it.
Yes, check out The Marnita Show beginning February the 6th right here on WPOP Radio.
No, I'm not a writer.
Okay.
Want the latest news regarding the TV, movies, sports, politics, and music industry? It is time for the Inside Scoop with Red right here on the RH3 Show.
Wouldn't it be crazy? Would you still praise me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Would you still praise me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Would you still praise me? Give up on my way home, yeah.
Hi everybody, I'm Nina Taylor, and here is your gospel news. Edwin Hawkins, trailblazer, a force behind the evolution of contemporary gospel music. Edwin Hawkins remains best known for his 1969 classic, Oh Happy Day, one of the biggest gospel hits of all time and a major pop radio smash as well. Born in Oakland, California in 1943, he began singing in his church as a youth. He was still a toddler. By the age of 5, he was playing piano. Just 2 years later, he assumed full-time piano accompaniment duties for the family gospel group. They made their recorded debut in 1957. A decade later, Hawkins and Betty Watson co-founded the Northern California State Youth Choir. It consists of the finest soloists from throughout the Bay Area to build a 50-member ensemble, which soon entered the studio to cut the 1968 LP, Let Us Go Into the House of the Lord. Its modern R&B influenced production pointing the way to a new era of gospel music recording. Among the highlights of Let's Go Into the House of the Lord was the track Oh Happy Day, which unexpectedly found a home on underground FM playlists across the San Francisco Bay Area. The single soon began earning airplay on mainstream R&B and pop outlets across the country. In the spring of 1969, it reached the U.S. top 5 and on its way to selling an astounding 7 million copies and taking home the Grammy for Best Song. By this time, Edwin Hawkins had renamed the choir the Edwin Hawkins Singers. In 1970, the ensemble did make a return appearance on the pop charts with Lay Down, Candle in the Wind. As directors of music at their Berkeley church, the Ephesians Church of God in Christ, the 50-person ensemble recorded an album to boost their finances. Edwin Hawkins remained a critical favorite. In 1972, the Singers won their second Grammy for Every Man Wants to Be Free. Recording throughout the remainder of the decade, in 1980, they won their third Grammy for the song Wonderful, a fourth for the song If You Love Me, followed 3 years later. Then in 1982, Edwin Hawkins also founded the Edwin Hawkins Music and Arts Seminar, an annual week-long convention that offers workshops exploring all facets of the gospel industry and winding up each convention each year with live performances by the assembled mass choir. Although Hawkins recorded less and less frequently in the years to follow, he continued touring regular, including a series of 1995 dates with the Swedish choir Svart på Vitt. His music and arts seminar continued to grow as well, with members in 2002 from the U.S., Europe, and Japan. Edwin Hawkins also recorded throughout the 2000s, releasing All the Angels in 2004 and Have Mercy 4 years later. Edwin Hawkins passed on January 15, 2018 in his home in Pleasanton, California. The entire gospel music industry and people from all over the world will miss Edwin Hawkins. The 33rd Annual Stellar Gospel Music Awards are coming up once again, and leading up to this great event, we will have each week a list of the nominees. In Category 1, here are the nominees for Artist of the Year: Anthony Brown and Group Therapy, J.J. Harrison and Youthful Praise, Tasha Cobbs Leonard, and Travis Green. In Category 2, Song of the Year: Anthony Brown for Trusting You, You Deserve It by J.J. Harrison and Youthful Praise, Hang On by Kiara Sheard, and You Waited by Travis Green. Category 3, Male Vocalist of the Year: Anthony Brown, J.J. Harrison, Marvin Sapp, and Travis Green. And Category 4, the Albertina Walker Female Vocalist of the Year: CeCe Winans, Leandria Johnson, Tasha Cobbs Leonard, and Tina Campbell. Category 5, Duo Chorus Group of the Year: Anthony Brown and Group Therapy, Dietrich Haddon and the Hill City Worship Camp, James Fortune and Faya, and the Williams Brothers. Category 6, New Artist of the Year: Dr. F. James Clark presents the Next Generation Choir, Gene Moore, Isabel Davis, and Corin Hawthorne. Category 7, CD of the Year: A Long Way from Sunday, Anthony Brown and Group Therapy, You Deserve It, J.J. Harrison and Youthful Praise, Heart Passion Pursuit, Tasha Cobbs Leonard, and Crossover Live in Music City, Travis Green. We'll have more of the nominees each week leading up to the 33rd Annual Gospel Music Stellar Awards. Well, that's your Stellar Award nominees and your tribute to Edwin Hawkins. I'm Nina Taylor. Let's get back to more great gospel music on this great station.
Thank you, Nina, for this week in Gospel News. We are back. Well, I'm back here to give you my part of the inside scoop of the red. And like the intro said, it's all about TV, movies, sports, politics, and the music industry. It's all what's going down, and I try to give it to you all, sports, whatever. But first news, it is dealing with sports, and LeBron James becomes the 7th youngest player to score 30,000 career points. Congratulations are in order for LeBron James. The All-Star athlete has officially scored 30,000 points during his career, making him the 7th and youngest player in NBA history to do so, according to Complex. According to Complex, the website Complex. The other members of the prestigious club includes and still active Dirk Nowitzki, Wilt Chamberlain. They both have 31,419. Michael Jordan, 32,292. Kobe Bryant, 33,643. Karl Malone, 36,928. And the all-time leader with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with 38,387. James also has the distinction of becoming the youngest to break the 30,000 mark at 33. Bryant, the previous record holder, was 34 years old, 34 years and 104 days old. But yeah, welcome to the 30,000 club, LeBron James, and for his career, for his being the youngest, to make those career points. Yes, coming up next, I don't know if y'all know Jay Holiday. I forgot who this dude was, but he is attempting to make himself relevant in 2018 by attacking other artists in the music for making black men lose. Come on here, Jay. Come on. You can't do that. You can't do that. He has a song called Bed, and that was in 2007. I think I remember that song now. But yeah, he wrote on Instagram, "No disrespect, I was raised by a woman. I have 2 older sisters, but man, I have absolute all respect for black women. But with that being said, understand this, man, black men, African American men from the hood, we go through everything to make sure that who we care about are taken care of." And so he needs to he needs to do is worry about controlling his Facebook page, because man, those Facebook posts is spam. So I don't know if he's controlling it, but it says an official page. Who knows? More about music artists. Janet Jackson is headlining the Essence Fest 2018 along with Mary J. Blige, Jill Scott and Erykah Badu. The Essence has announced this year's headliners for the Essence Festival 2018. Like I said, Janet Jackson, Mary J. Blige, Erykah Badu, and Jill Scott will have each a headlining set. Snoop Dogg and others will feature as guests, along with many others in musical curation by The Roots, Escape, Fantasia, and Miguel. Escape 3, which is Tiny, Tamika, and Tasha. And so, according to NOLA, the festival includes 4 days of music, culture, empowerment, and entertainment. The nighttime concerts will feature more than 40 acts and will take place across 5 stages at the Louisiana Superdome. For the first time, the festival will also feature an Essence Super Lounge with a unique DJ-curated experience with offerings by actor/DJ Idris Elba, MC Light, and more. I forgot Idris Elba was an actor. I mean, not an actor, but a DJ. But yeah, also with MC Light and more, like I said. Also, for the first time, the festival welcomes an interactive music experience with the Reeds, Kid Fury, and Crystal hosting the Super Lounge. That would be cool, y'all. That would be cool. What about, hey, one day your boy Red gonna be, hosting something over some, big thing like this. So, hey, if you can, and if that's your music genre and if that's your type of music you listen to, check that out. Speaking of that type of music, and our type, I remember, I think it was last year before last, and I believe it was the Essence, and it was like the gospel portion, that's when, or the gospel part or whatever, and they had invited, let me research this real quick while I'm bringing it up. They had invited, what is her name? Oh God, her name just is mine. Oh God, Kelly Price. Excuse me. They invited her to the Essence to, I believe it was the Essence to sing a song, and she performs As We Lay at the Essence Festival, and it was during the gospel portion of it. Wow. Kelly, why? Why? Because, I didn't know I was supposed to sing this. Stop lying. I reported about this, was it? No, it was in Indiana. I'm sorry. It was the Indiana Black Expo, and singing her 2000 remake of Shirley Murdoch, As We Lay. It was close to that, but yeah, a song about adultery at a gospel event. Y'all need to watch what y'all doing. Music artists. Anyway, let's move on. Speaking of let's move on, Oprah is doing that with those saying that she's gonna run for president. She confirms she will not be running for president. It's not something that interests me, and I'm glad, because I wouldn't be voting for her, and that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. And hey, you can vote for whoever you want, but I'll let you know straight up, Oprah wasn't going to be the one I'd vote for. No, not just because she's a woman, black or whatever. I'm just not going to vote for her, and I have other reasons. But yep, I ain't going to read what the article is about. If you want to go read In Style magazine, do so. She's on there with a nice jacket on. I believe it's like it's leather, but anyway, she looks very, very pretty. Shows the side of her face and her back, and a nice hairstyle. But anyway, check that out. In Style magazine, the March 2018 issue. She's not going to be running. Before I go into some more music, the 2018, the 60th Grammy Awards will be airing on Sunday, January the 28th. Check your local listings. They're going to be airing on CBS January the 28th, this coming Sunday, and I have a few nominations for you all. So let's get into these nominations. Hold on one second, if I could get the best R&B performance. It goes to these are the nominees: Daniel Caesar for Kylie Eucharist, featuring Kylie Eucharist. Distraction, Kalani, Hot Lettucey, Hi, That's What I Like, Bruno Mars, and SZA, The Weeknd. Best traditional R&B performance for new vocal or instrumental traditional R&B recordings. The Baylor Project, Laugh and Move On. I haven't heard of some of these folks. Childish Gambino, Redbone, Anthony Hamilton featuring the Hamiltons, What I'm Feeling, Lettucey, All the Way, Molly Music, Still. Molly Music doing R&B? Interesting. Wow. Let's go to the gospel people. Let's go to the gospel. Where are we at? Hold on one second. Christian, the best gospel performance in song Hard Not To by Tina Campbell and Warren. They are the writers. You Deserve It, J.J. Harrison and Youthful Praise. Leandria, Better Days, The Walls Group, My Life, and C.C. Winans, Dwan Hill, Alvin Love III are songwriters of the song Never to Be Alone. Best Contemporary Christian Music Performance song goes to Casting Crowns on My Soul. And I forgot to give y'all my picks on these. For the best gospel performance song, I feel that it will go to You Deserve It, J.J. Harrison and Youthful Praise. Best Contemporary Christian Music Song Performance, Oh My Soul, Casting Crowns. Natalie Grant, Clean. Hillsong Worship, What a Beautiful Name. Mercy Me, Even If. And Torn Wells, Hills and Valley. I think it's going to go to Torn Wells. Best Contemporary Christian Music Album, Danny Koki, Rise, Matt Mayer, Echoes, Mercy Me, Lifer, Torn Wells, Hills and Valley. Zach Williams, Chainbreaker. Give it to Torn Wells again. What else? I think that is all that I'm going to cover. Let's see here. I have to give y'all rap since, some of y'all listen to it. Best rap performance. I think that's going to go to Cardi B, Bodak Yellow. I think this is going to be her year to pick up some good Grammys. Best rap song performance will go to... I don't even know these songs, but I give it to Loyalty by Kendrick Lamar. Best rap song go again to Bodak Yellow, Cardi B. Who else? Best rap album will go to 444, but Jay-Z. Hey, let's see here. And that's it. That's all I'm going to give y'all for the Grammys. And last but not least? No, not last but not least. I got 3 more. Wendy Williams, y'all. When was this? This was on yesterday, I believe. But unlike the rest of Hollywood, Wendy Williams says that she's sick of the Me Too movement. According to Love B. Scott, I'm sick of the Me Too movement, she says during a Hot Topic segment of her show. I love that people are speaking up for first time and speaking out and everything. But it's now got, I look at all men like you're Me Too, all of them, which is not fair. She's continued. Her studio audience stunned in silence, and they're asking everybody at the Grammys to wear a white rose in support of Me Too. She added, getting a little applause. And early in the show, she called out the Me Too movement connection with R. Kelly. There's grassroots movements to get his upcoming shows canceled. And she said it's not going to work. Black people are not very good at protesting. Not since the King's March. Wendy said it's not going to work. Let's see here. Yeah, that's it. And y'all, honestly, I kind of agree with what she's saying, but she needs to watch it. She really do needs to watch it. And I'm going to say why I kind of agree, because I might need to watch it too. But it's honestly, everything is coming out, with this Me Too movement. You almost at the point of looking like every man in Hollywood is a part of this, and it's not. it's some genuine folks out here that's not really, hasn't done crazy stuff or is not doing anything or hasn't done anything. Like for instance, Matt Lauer. Who would have thought him? Russell Simmons, allegedly. Who would have thought him? I mean, but if it has to come out, it has to come out. And speaking of, you tired of it, Wendy? Your husband is part of this thing too, and he's been accused allegedly. And so, y'all, it's just, sometimes I love Wendy, and I've been a big fan since 2001 or 2 or somewhere around there, but she's almost really getting to my skin, y'all. She's really getting to me, and it's kind of cringing and hurtful to hear her say some of these stuff, but I hope she get it together, and I hope she slow down, because Wendy is not looking good, man. It's not, it's not. If y'all like the 4, and that is a competition show almost like American Idol, whatever, and The Voice and all of that, but it's 4 is Meghan Trainor, Sean Diddy Combs, DJ Khaled, and who else is I don't know the guy's name, but what is his name? Charlie Walken. He's the president of the Republic Group. He's a music producer, president, or whatever. So, yeah, if y'all interested in these singing competitions, check it out. It's just like American Idol. They're in their 3rd week. I have not yet seen it, so that's why I keep telling y'all to check it out, because maybe some of y'all are like me, haven't seen it. It comes on Fox tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on Fox. Check your local listings when it comes on and what channel or whatever. But last but not least, y'all, it's a disgrace that the U.S. The disgraced Team USA Olympics gymnast Dr. Larry Nassar sentenced to 175 years in prison. When he get in there, y'all, I hate to say it, but it's not gonna look good for him. But Judge Rosemary Anquilla, who opened her courtroom to all the young women who wanted to address Dr. Nassar directly, forced him to listen as he pleaded to make it stop, hands down, saying to him, "You've done nothing to deserve to walk outside of a prison again. It is my honor and privilege to sentence you." And she said nothing. She said, noting the length of the sentence, added, "I just sentenced your death warrant." But let me see. Wow. I didn't know that he pleaded, I'm not going to read all of it, but hey, it is what it is, man. You deserve to rot in prison. And hey, there it is. Y'all, I'm going to come back and bring the Real Talk with Red discussion, and I'm going to finish up the second part of part 3, the Biblical Dating Series that we're on, and we're talking about just friends. Keep it where you got it. It is the RH3 Show. I'll be back in a minute.
K&B Improvement. No job too big or too small. Heaven knows we do it all. From carpet cleaning to house turnover, deep scrubbing, and more. Carpet restoration, we give you what you ask for. Reliable, reasonable, prices you can't beat. Let us serve you in all your cleaning needs, for we are dependable and neat. Call 301-379-5939. Kevin Best, www.kandbimprovement.com.
Focus, y'all.
Every Wednesday at 5 p.m., tune in to the Restoring Your Life Today radio broadcast with Pastor Alfie Lewis of the Restoration Bible Church. Find out what is going on in our community and learn more about God's Word. Be restored and tune in every Wednesday at 5 p.m.
If you are a new listener to WPOP Radio, Pastor Alfie Lewis comes on every Wednesday at 5 p.m. and also a repeat broadcast Saturdays at, 4 p.m., 4 to 5. So, beginning February the 6th, the Marnita Show will repeat on Saturdays from 1:30 to 2. The RH3 Show from 2 to 4. And then Pastor Alfie from 4 to 5. And yeah. Let's go ahead and keep on moving. We don't have much time here. I have at least about 10 minutes. So let's get kicking. Where do we stop at on... Let's see here. Hold on just a second. Let me see where we found. I should have marked it. Okay, I think I know where we're at. Excuse me. We were talking about friendship that invites confusion and frustration. And again, let me backpedal. If you are new to this series of the Real Talk with Red discussion, we've been talking about the Biblical Dating Series. And throughout this series, we're going to talk about, what it is a Christian and how us single Christians channel through dating as a Christian. And so first we talked about the differences between modern dating and biblical, or secular dating and biblical, or put it worldly dating or biblical. It was just a toss between, and that's what we were conversing and talking about. Okay, and so that was part one. Part two was men initiate, women respond. That could be a plethora of people, whether it be Christian, worldly, secular, whoever. Fellas, you have to jump in and do what you got to do to tag her. I'm talking to myself, Red. And this third part, which I wanted to do it all on Tuesday's broadcast, but I couldn't. And so, hey, we're going to keep it moving. We were talking about, just friends, and, this is actually the start of it. After men initiate it, women respond and say, okay, let's do this. Okay, we're starting off with friendship. And this just friends is how we can stay, we should stay focused and don't give our friends husband privileges or wife privileges. Don't give our boyfriend or girlfriend husband or wife privileges, or don't give the fiance husband or wife privileges. You don't even give your baby mother or father or even side piece husband and wife privileges. Stay friends and stay focused on cultivating this relationship, and don't get into areas of this friendship to where you can get confused, she can get confused, he can get confused, and it invites frustration into the relationship. So, intimate friendships, I'll go into this, between men and women almost produce confusion and frustration for at least one of the parties involved. And I mentioned that on, Tuesday. But yet, even with deep communication going on, at least one of these aspects of these friendships inherently involves mixed messages. No matter how clear or one or both of you have defined what's happening as just friends, your actions are constantly saying, I enjoy being with you and interacting with you in a way that suggests marriage, or at least romantic interaction or romantic attraction. But it goes on to to state that what if one person develops romantic feelings in a relationship in which no clear words have been spoken, such as the desire of the other person or mystery? Especially if it's the woman in the position, as it seems to be in case more than not, that she will likely feel that if she pushes for something more than friendship, she may lose the interaction and companionships she currently has, still given the desire for her husband, and perhaps that to have this man as her husband. The status quo of just really good friends but nothing more, for some odd reason, will leave her unsatisfied, frustrated, and confused. I've seen it all, y'all. I've seen it and heard it and read such frustration and heard playing out many times over and over and over again. You want to mate You want more than friends, but you don't want to say something because you don't want you're just really good friends, or you don't want the friendship to break up or whatever. But certainly a man can find himself in a similar position with a woman he's attracted to, but given his obligation to be clear and intentional with the woman and to initiate the type of relationship he truly desires, he arguably has placed or has kept himself in such a position. He simply is between a rock and a hard place in the same way as a woman is. Of course it happens. He's in that place, y'all. This is one of my biggest problems, and I'm during these discussions, y'all. Real talk with red discussion is real talk. I get transparent, and I talk to you all and converse with you all. And in order for me to, get a response out of you all, in order for me to, to speak with you all, I get real with it. And I converse with y'all, and I want y'all to do the same. So it's like a practice what you preach. And, if I'm telling you all something, I want y'all to see it in me as well. Case in point, Derek Jackson. This dude, I say about 90% of the time, 93% of the time, bash men, and he glorifies women, but he bash men while doing it, and that's not right. But anyway, why I say that to say this, he needs to start practicing what he preach. That's it. Point blank, period. I need to hurry up because it's about time for me to get up out of here. And coming up next is that interview earlier today with the new radio host here on WPOP with Miss Marnita. But I'm gonna go ahead and skip to some of these parts. But enjoying the convenient, delaying the good. Let's assume, y'all, for the sake of argument, that your intimate friendship is one of those rare jewels that is devoid of the potential for hurt and confusion. There's another drawback such as to such friendship. They discourage marriage. Men and women who are not called to long-term singleness and celibacy have a strong desire for companionship with a member of the opposite sex. This is good and right. But as I talked before and mentioned before, Scripture seems to consider marriage and children to be normal part of progression towards biblical manhood and womanhood. But in the past, both sexual immorality and intimate male-female relationships were much less accepted and less common in society. Men and women move more deliberately toward marriage earlier in life. I wish I would have been one of those males, But hey, God has a plan, and He, maybe my desire and thoughts was that, but maybe He had other plans for me. But by offering a taste of companionship and interaction that makes marriage so satisfying with none of the accompanying commitments or responsibilities entailed in marriage, intimate friendships discourage the pursuit of the grown-up, God-intended outlet for marriage desire. For marital desires, marriage. This is especially especially so in a culture and church that struggles with widespread sociology trend in its young adults known as perpetual adolescence. Friendship with a context of community, y'all. So I'm saying that I'm against the idea of a relationship growing outside of Christian relationship. Am I saying that friendship among single brothers and sisters has no place? Am I saying that single men and women need to shun one another, speaking the other words, will you date me, followed by yes or no? Absolutely not. In fact, I would argue, y'all, that dating or courting relationships ideally grow out of friendship among co-laborers in the gospel. The question is, what those friendship looks like practically. Y'all, just be aware that friendship is no more a forum to play married than a dating relationship is. If you find that you are consistently showing one of your opposite sex Christian friends more one-on-one attention than all the others, whether in conversation or through invitations out, it's probably, y'all, time for one, some clarification of intentions, and most likely a change in the status of the relationship to something more overtly committed, or two, a change in the way you interact with that person. Beyond that, y'all, godly single adults will have to work this out on a case-by-case basis. And that's all that I have for y'all for this part 3, y'all. Coming up next Tuesday, we will discuss navigating the early stages of the relationship, and we'll get into that. And, hey, it's more so on the men, but hey, women, and more so on the men, but men also have to say, okay, is this somebody who I want to continue to do this with or whatever? And women, hey, is he doing what he's supposed to do as providing, or not, not so much right now, or showing signs of he's a good provider? I'll be talking all about that on Tuesday. But I'm going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. Then I'm going to play this interview with Miss Marnita Coleman from The Marnita Show, which will be airing on Tuesday, February the 6th throughout this year, and repeating on Saturdays at 1:30. Keep it where you got it. It is the RH3 Show. I'll be back after this interview to close out today's broadcast. I'll be back in a minute.
K&B Improvement. No job too big or too small. Heaven knows we do it all. From carpet cleaning to house turnover, deep scrubbing, and more. Carpet restoration, we give you what you ask for. Reliable, reasonable, prices you can't beat. Let us serve you in all your cleaning needs, for we are dependable and neat. Call 301-379-5939. Kevin Best, www.kandbimprovement.com.
You're listening to The RH3 Show. You can visit my website at therh3show.com. What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Red, host of the RH3 Show right here on WPOP Radio. And this is a special interview that we have on today before I come on later at 6 o'clock. And we have a new face here of WPOP, a broadcaster that will be starting with us on the first Tuesday in February, February the 6th at noon. So I want you all to join me in welcoming Miss Marnita Coleman to WPOP from the Marnita Show. Marnita, how are you doing on today?
I am doing great. Awesome. Hi, everybody.
Hey, okay, Marnita, I learned from I'm going to tell you, and I say this all the time, and as a interviewer, I learned this from actually Wendy, because Wendy Williams, I've been listening to her since, she's been on radio, and I've heard that, she always said that as an interviewer, your audience know you, but they don't know the person you're interviewing. So without me doing too much talking, I'm gonna ask you a few questions, and we're gonna get to know you. So tell everybody out there who Marnita is.
Well, basically, Marnita is someone who is interested in change, and I'm anointed, as you know, to teach parenting. And so God has really given me this amazing gift of insight into parenting, and I'm just happy to get out there and spread the word. But I love people. All my life, I've loved people. I'm a people watcher. I'm the girl that's sitting in the chair at the party watching everybody. I'm having a ball, and everybody else is having a ball, and they think I'm not having a good time because I'm sitting around watching them. But I love people, always loved people. I'm a very compassionate person. I just want to see people change and really want to introduce Jesus to the world. You know, I don't want to introduce Christianity. I want to introduce Jesus.
And that's what, and you know what, that's exactly, you know, that's mainly one of my platforms as a, you know, radio host. And also, you know, in my personal life, I'm a deacon, but I'm training to be I'm going through, you know, training to be a minister. But that's what I tell folks, you know, set the you know, the mindset of you know, Christianity and the religious aspect, just to show who Jesus is and, you know, what he did or whatnot, and let people know who Jesus is and let them see him through you. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we need to meet. We need to meet Jesus.
Exactly.
You know, people created this church phenomenon. You know, this they created, you know, that whole church scene. I mean, sure, we are the church as the Bible describes us, but not as the world describes us or how we've described ourselves. You know, we are followers of Christ. He's a king. We're subjects in his kingdom. You know, we're not, you know, just people who attend an organization, you know, once or twice a week.
Right.
We're more than that. Much more.
Exactly. And, you know, he says it, you know, for us to go out in the world and preach the gospel to every creature. So, you know, we just more than, you know, a body inside the sanctuary or, you know, whatever. Go out and do what we're called to do. We're called to do. And speaking of doing what we're called to do, how did you get into radio, and, you know, how did the Marnita show come about?
Two different questions. How I got into radio, this is so funny because just one day I said, you know, I was looking in the mirror and I said, I want to do radio. I mean, it just dropped into my heart just as plainly as that. No background in radio. Didn't know if I could do it or not. And so I started out. I went over to, I knew some people in the industry, and I said, well, I think I'm going to go over to Radio 1 and see if I can't get in over there. And of course, I didn't know, you know, like I said, it just kind of dropped in my spirit. So I wasn't thinking, oh, you know, people go to school for this. You know, so by and by, I got picked up. I did get an opportunity to work in radio at Radio 1, and I kind of built, you know, the Lord built me up from there. You know, we kind of built that thing up from there. I became Jeff Major's producer of his Sunday Morning Joy show. It was syndicated, and then from there went over to WEAA in Baltimore, Maryland, Morgan State University's Gospel Grace, went over there and loved it. I mean, I said, oh my God, radio is amazing, you know, from there. And then I began, like, as my parenting ministry really took face, you know, because you're giving advice to people, and you're not even calling yourself a ministry. You're just a go-to kind of a person people call up when they need help or something, need advice, right? So it's not even a ministry. It's not even real. And so we just continued to develop it, and then the more the Lord would give me to do, I did, you know. So next thing I knew, man, I had like a bunch of notes and, you know, information. I said, you know, we could do some parenting classes. We could teach parenting classes. And I said, well, before I teach anybody, let me go get taught. So I went and I took parenting classes. And it was nothing like what I was thinking, you know. And I said, oh my God, this is a structured format, and it's absolutely amazing, the information that they're giving out. And so I didn't just take one class, I took several classes. And then I began to structure what the Lord gave me so that it was more, you know, palatable to other people. And that's kind of how it kicked off. It was birthed out of those times of just wanting to be available and to help other people. And, one of my biggest pet peeves was that I'm a mom of two. One of the biggest pet peeves I've had was that parents always seem to want to get rid of their kids.
Right.
And when I was, parenting, my kids are now over 21, both of them, but I'm still parenting. But the point is that when they were younger, I didn't want my kids I didn't want them to go to King's Dominion without me. Not because I was a helicopter mom, because I was going to be on the roller coaster. We were going to have our hands in the air, waving them like we just don't care. Exactly. It was going to be a day out. It was going to be fun. And whenever I would go places that, new places where the kids weren't, I would say, oh my God, I wish the kids were here. They could see this and they could experience that. And these wonderful people, we've never met people like this before. And, I would always want them to have the exposure that I had. And so when parents would say, oh yeah, girl, I can't wait for my kids to go away, I would think, really? Wow.
Exactly.
Oh. That was just very strange to me. So, that was one of my biggest pet peeves. So I really wanted to connect parents with children. And I just think it's critical that you connect with your kids. You have to have lasting memories.
Exactly. I understand that, and I hear a lot, I'm not a parent, but I help my sisters and my brother raise their children, and collectively 17 nieces and nephews, and I have like 3 godchildren. So I understand, and I see it through them, and what my pastor, what she teaches, and of course how my mother did. But I understand that it's a joy, and I hear a lot of those parents that say, I can't wait till my kids get out of school, or why do they have another 2-hour delay? They can't go to school. Well, wait a minute. They're doing a 2-hour delay probably because, something harmful could be, whatever. You rushing to get your kids out the door. Spend that quality time with them.
I think you're absolutely right, but we've been taught wrong. We've been taught wrong, and we've been taught wrong in some places across the pulpit. We don't value children the way we should.
Absolutely.
We haven't really seen them the way that God sees them as the next generation, and He is allowing us the opportunity to shape them and mold them and disciple them. He's allowing us the opportunity to do that. And, we have taken on a worldly world view in that respect. I'm going to raise my kids to be law-abiding citizens. Well, yeah, God wants them to be law-abiding citizens, but He wants them to be disciples of Christ first.
Exactly.
Okay, because if they're disciples, they're going to be law-abiding citizens. And that, He wants us to get the understanding of raising up people that you absolutely love, and directing their lives, and just sitting back and getting that fulfillment when you see your kids, really developing into Christ, into the character of Christ, because that's the best person they could ever be.
Exactly. With your show, the Marnita Show, is there a flagship station or a home base that you do your show out of, or is just pre-recorded?
Well, the show at this time is pre-recorded. We started in Toronto. Okay, this gentleman, I don't know, what do I say? He chased me for almost a whole year. Do this show, you got to do this show. And so I said, all right, let's go. Let's do it. And so we started the show out of Toronto. It is, at the moment, it's pre-recorded because that's something that I can really commit to. I can do it when I have the time to do it, and it doesn't really interrupt my schedule at the moment. But I do see that it's growing. I want to do it live, so I don't think it's going to be much longer before it's live, because live is more fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's more fun, and I feel, I've grown into radio, and I'm, loving it, and it's just a warm feeling. You just sitting there talking and just talking about what you love to do, and having guests on to carry the conversations back and forth. Shift gears for a minute. Got the technical part. You guys, y'all know who Marnita is and her show, is, and what her drive behind that. But Marnita, with my guests here, and sometimes I interview and I play a little game with them called Fave 7 to get to know them a bit more. So I'm gonna ask you a few small quick questions, and it's like a favorite question. So first question would be, what is your favorite TV show?
Shark Tank.
Shark Tank, I love it. What about your favorite song?
My favorite song, you're gonna laugh. Oh God, can I hear my favorite song, gospel radio?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, it's what is it? Reignition.
Who is it by?
What's his name? It's by Rob. What's his name?
Kelly.
Oh my God, I can't even. R. Kelly.
Yes, I love it.
R. Kelly.
I know.
My God.
Yeah,
Am I actually saying that? Yeah.
No, I love it. Speaking of, while we're into music, your favorite music artist of any genre, country, gospel, R&B, whatever.
Okay, my favorite artist. Wow, that's a good one, because I have a lot of artists that I admire so much. I would probably say it would probably be the old school guys out of Motown. Right. Maybe the OJs. I'll go with the OJs.
I love them.
Or something.
OJ, Sam Cooke, all of them around that era. I love it.
They were singing for a living, man. They had to do what they had to do.
Your favorite sport or sport team, if you follow sports?
I do follow sports, and I love football. And my favorite team still, I'm yet holding on, y'all, is the Baltimore Ravens. I'm yet holding on.
My whole family, it's four of us and my mom's children, and I'm a Redskin fan. One sister is a Tom Brady fan, and another sister, she's a New Orleans Saints, and my brother, he's a Raven fan, so he's right along when they're with you.
Right, we in the pew. Oh,
yes.
Praying them through.
Yes, favorite court TV show.
Of course, Judge Judy.
Yes, Judge Judy, legendary. My mother stay quoting some things that she's saying. Favorite restaurant.
Say that
again. I was saying my mother, she quotes a lot from Judge Judy. Everybody loves Judge Judy.
Oh yeah, Judge Judy she's all the way live. My favorite restaurant would be a restaurant called Brio. Brio. It's in downtown Baltimore. Excellent food. Totally delicious. Everything there is good.
What do they serve there?
They serve anything from steak to seafood.
Wow.
It's all very, very delicious cuisine.
I'm a foodie, so hey, when I go back to visit family or whatever, I'm gonna have to go try the restaurant Brio. Lastly, being that you give great advice and you know what your show is, one advice or an encouraging word you would give to our listening audience.
I would say more than anything at this time in our lives, get to know who Jesus is. It's critical because he's going to be the lifeboat that takes us into eternity. And, you know, the whole world is just upside down, man. You know, they've got culture that's driving this generation, but we who are the church, the ecclesia, we have to have a focus, and we have to know who God is. And you really got to know him. You got to know his personality, you know, what he would do and what he wouldn't do. You know, people are saying all kind of stuff. You know, they're telling lies on Jesus. You know, and they're saying, oh, Jesus, if Jesus were alive today, he would be in agreement with this. No, he wouldn't. What? You know, so that's my advice. Get to know Jesus. Get to know his heart. Get to know his hand. Get to know his face. But get to know Jesus. And then when you get to know Jesus, tell somebody about Jesus. Don't tell them about how good your church service was. You tell them how good Jesus is every day.
Every day, yeah. That reminds me of a song, you know, by Charles Jenkins, Just to Know Him. I love that song, and you know, it's something just to get to know Jesus. Well,
yes, it is.
Well, that's all that we have. Marnita, is there anything else you want to say to our audience, or you know, give out your your contact information? And by the way, audience members, everybody, her information is going to be on the website. Beginning on Sunday, I believe. So everything is going to be, live then, and we're going to start promoting her for the show or whatever. So go ahead, Marnita, give your closing thoughts or your contact information.
Well, you know what? Listen to the show. It's fun. It's funny. It's so funny. Sometimes I'll be saying things, and I'm like, am I really saying that? The Holy Spirit will just drop stuff in my spirit. And then when I go back and listen to the show, it ministers to me. We try to make the show palatable. I like to use that word, palatable, so that everybody can kind of find themselves there. It's funny, but it's true. It's based on truth. And so I would say just, listen to the show. Send me an email. You can go to my website, IamMarnita.com. IamMarnita.com, and just shoot me an email. Say, I love you. Hey, I hate you. It doesn't matter. Say something, and then I can address it. But listen to the show. Give us a shot. We're trying to really do some great things right here on WPOP Radio, your number one inspirational source for heart and soul music. I love it.
Yes, I love it too, and I can't wait to, like I said, a long-lasting relationship, because I really enjoy listening to your, the clips that you have sent to us, to review or whatever. Great show, you guys. Great show. So please listen to Miss Marnita with the Marnita Show beginning on February the 6th at 12 noon, and repeated broadcast every Saturday of that week. What's heard on Tuesday is going to be repeated again on Saturday at 1:30. I'll be back in a moment to close out today's broadcast. Keep it where you got it. It is the RH3 Show, www.therh3show.com.
Hey, psst, I'm talking to you. Psst, come here. Have you heard? There's a new show coming to WPOP Radio. It's called The Marnita Show. It airs on Tuesdays at noon and Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Tell Dottie, Lottie, and everybody to tune in. It's going to change their lives. I guarantee it.
All right, you all, it is time for me to go. It's been time for me to go. Know that I love you for real, and always remember to live every day, laugh every moment, and love beyond words. If you've missed this week's broadcast, of course, you can check it out on Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. I'm out of here, and I'll see y'all on live Tuesday here at the same time, 6 to 7 p.m. Check my podcast out, Google Play Music, Apple iTunes, Pocket Cast, or Anchor.fm. Search The RH3 Show. I love you all for real, and I'll see y'all the next appointed time. Talk to y'all. Peace.
So go ahead, get crazy, praise them like you. I know I gotta raise them now, praise them 'cause they call it the switch. Go ahead, 'cause I know I gotta give it up. If anybody wanna come and praise them, I gotta praise them now, praise them 'cause they call it the switch. Go ahead, 'cause I know I gotta give it up. If anybody wanna come and praise them, praise them 'cause they call it the switch. Praise them 'cause they call it the switch. Praise the Lord, praise the blood, he calls it to switch.
Peace party people, see you later.
Cause I'm saying bye-bye.
Good night, good night.
The
podcast you just heard was recorded with Anchor. If you want to make your own, download the Android or iOS app completely free from anchor.fm/podcast. That's anchor.fm/podcast.